Okay, and welcome to part 9 of porting the Elemental Shield Sonic 1. So in the last part we touched up the code wherever we could, without actually playing the game to find out what there is to do. And in this part we're going to be, well, and you weren't watching, but I'm going to be going through the game, just play testing it from beginning to end, just seeing what there is to do, if there are any bugs, any design choices, any oversights, that kind of thing. Before we begin, I did try earlier to just run the game. I realised I faffed up something big in the last video. So if we come to the monitor code, yeah, it's been a long time since I've written an a jump table. Because there's an issue. I'm getting a number, 0, 1, 2, or 3, then using it to offset into this table. It's wrong. Because these are weird sized values. And I use a byte, anything with a resolution of 1 to get into it, so the game will just randomly crash, and I don't think it can possibly allocate a lightning shield to you as a result. Anyway, silly me, got to double the value. You could do a left shift button, add is quicker. So I'm going to make a start on playing the game. And I'll let you know if I come across any issues. Okay, so bubble shield. I know one thing I meant to be doing in this part is going through the game and taking note of anything that the shield should make you immune to. Now, as far as the bubble shield goes, I can't think of any water attacks that you're susceptible to in this game. I mean, you already can't drown with the bubble shield, so I think this is one area I don't have to worry about. Fire shield. Yeah, as soon as we get to Marble Zone, I bet there are going to be a ton of things I have to check off the list. Now though, nothing out the... okay. For now though, nothing really sticks out. Okay, I just noticed one thing. It's not quite a bug, but something I did mean to address. Remember how I said the elemental shields will flip with Sonic, even when it doesn't make sense, like with this bubble shield? Yeah, that's going on the to-do list. Alright, back to it. Alright, where do we even begin? So, lava has an invisible object in it that hurts you. That's one for the list, definitely. So, oh geez, the game doesn't pause. Emulator doesn't pause. Alright, so. Sorry, while I'm here, I know there are fireballs coming out of the water here and there. I believe there are also lava falls. Wrong button. Bit of a button mishap there. But yeah, so got those 3 off the list. If I see anything else, I'll add that to the list as well. Okay, these probably count. I have no clue what the hell they are. But yeah, that's going on the list. There's one thing I need to do. The monitor icon. It's just a regular shield, right? I mean, it works, but I want something more. How about the shield cycles through the 3 elemental shield icons? Depending which one it is, when you open it, you get that shield. So then you can actually pick and choose what elemental shield you get. I think that'd be nice. So that's another for the to-do list. Okay, so I was just playing through Marble Zone, had a bubble shield, grabbed a fire shield, and the game crashed. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know what caused that. Yeah, it's being anded, it's being doubled, and maybe there's some kind of issue where if you get 2 monitors in a row, the game just blows up. Now, what would cause that? I suppose part of the problem is the way the slot is just kind of has its eye. Okay, let me shut that up. The way the shield has its slot reassigned, its ID reassigned, without having its extra data changed, Like, if you're playing an animation that the other shield doesn't have, it's going to read invalid data and it's going to crash. So how does Sonic 3 handle it? When it loads, of course. Right, here we go. Okay. So it sets the shield pointer and that's it. I don't get it. What's preventing the game from crashing in Sonic 3? If you get a shield while you have another shield, and it might be an invalid routine counter, which it won't. Sonic 3 doesn't have that, but you know, animations and stuff. Like, let's just go through the various shields and see. Like, they have to have a differing number of animations because some shields are more plain than others. Okay, so here, 2 animations. Come to the lightning shield. 3 animations. So if I got a fire shield while I was doing the 3rd animation, wouldn't that make the game crash? Or maybe actually there's a reset during initialization? Okay, probably. Whatever. So maybe what I'm seeing is the routine counter. Because remember, when this was ported, it didn't have this routine logic. And as you see, 3. 2. Now the bubble shield is what I had. So let's see how... Oh. Let's see how many routine modes this thing has. Okay, well that's the other issue. Even if the numbers are different, the other problem is if the routine is set to 2 and we go from a bubble shield to a fire shield like we did here, it'll come here, read the routine, jump to main. It will not initialize. And that could be what's causing the crash. So, on top of setting the ID, we need to clear the routine counter every single time. I don't recall doing this in the original hack. You know, the original Elemental Shield hack I made in like 2014. But that was a long time ago. I mean, to be fair, honestly, I should just clear the whole SST struct, but whatever. If Sonic 3 can get away with doing it dirty, then so can I. Really? Every time. Alright, good. Back to playtesting. So, side note, I really wish Blasting's video output didn't suck. I mean, what is this frame rate? I swear it's like 20 FPS or something. It's stuttering like hell. But if I go into the settings and enable VSync, the game runs at like 40 FPS. I have no clue what's going on. Okay, well, I came here with a bubble shield, got an electric shield, thank god. It's nice to have one of these for once. And the game didn't crash, so I'm just going to assume the bug's been fixed. Okay, so running around with the lightning shield reminded me. There's still something I need to test in Sonic 3. I need to go and check, like, what's the range on the lightning shield? When does it start pulling rings in? Because I was never sure. You know, like the attracted ring code has to be the most hacked together part of this hack. Haha. And yeah, I'm not confident it's accurate to the original. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Alright, so Marble Zone boss. The projectile he dumps out might be unique. So, yeah, I'll add that to the list as well. Okay, so I noticed one problem. You can get air while you have a bubble shield. That probably shouldn't be happening. So, okay, so check this out. Does it look like fire to anyone else? So I suppose, yeah, these are going on the fire shield list as well. Fire shield, really? Yeah, this is going to last long. And it's gone. You know, I just remembered something about Sonic 3. The shield's deflected projectiles. I should probably have been keeping track of projectiles. Bugger. Meant to be. Oh, God. This isn't quite scope creep, it's just me realising what I was meant to be doing this whole time. Because, oh jeez. Okay, so the shield's deflecting projectiles. The way it works is, all projectiles are programmed to just follow whatever direction they're told to go in Sonic 3 anyway. And all Sonic 3 does is when a shield and a projectile hits you when you have a shield, it just changes that direction. Basically, it sets the X-vel and Y-vel variables. And I did once make a hack where Sonic just kind of made everything bounce. So you couldn't hit Sonic, everything, including rings, would bounce off him. Though in the rings case, I had to program them like a projectile. Trouble is, I don't recall if these guys and their spikes bounce off properly. I swear there was also some stuff like how the fire shield would burn certain projectiles. I'm not about to play through Sonic 3 to find out, that game's massive, and I don't like it. But, so yeah, I'm gonna have to think about like Buzz Bomber projectiles, Crab Meat projectiles, the crocodile. Newton? Yeah, those things, they're projectiles. The bombs and their projectiles, do the bombs, like, I mean, oh, come on. If it's a fire attack, then of course, whatever, it's projectile, it's an elemental shield, so I guess I'm writing all of this down too. Jeez. So... I don't even know if that's its name. Now what the hell? Oh yeah, Asteron. I don't know how you pronounce it. Are there any enemies I'm forgetting? Oh well. Okay, yeah, these bomb guys. I have no clue what their names are, but they drop projectiles, so... Okay, so I just realised I got to the end of Starlight by bumping into it once, but there is like a... I don't even know what you call it, just a wall-mounted fireball shooter thingy on the lower routes of the level. So obviously the fireballs those things spit out, you should be immune to them if you have a fire shield. So that's another thing for the list. Okay, so they're flamethrowers that you should be able to... Bleh. That you should be fireproof to. Weird sentence. Here's like the one electric attack in the game. So, there's one thing I might need to address. There's another bug in Sonic 1. And this bug is normally not noticeable in vanilla. But if you start hacking the ROM, moving around the contents of the ROM, it could just randomly start glitching the screen out. Basically, right here is an example actually. There's supposed to be an invisible solid wall. Like, invisible solid wall object inside this real wall. It's to like make up for wonky collision. Only the devs screwed it up. Instead of putting an invisible solid wall object here, they put... Let me see if I can show you. They put a monitor in the wall, and it's an invalid monitor because, well, what determines the contents of a monitor is its subtype. You know, it also has a subtype. Invisible walls, they determine its shape. So you have monitors set to the subtype of what type of invisible wall is meant to be there. Either way, that's an invalid shield. Invalid monitor. So it will load and display the wrong graphics. In vanilla Sonic 1, and apparently in this hack in its current state, that invalid sprite is blank. Thank goodness. But sometimes it will just draw like purple gunk all over the screen. It might even crash the game, honestly, if it reads like at a funny offset. Or maybe not, I don't think... Now that I think about it... no, it's to do with like the format used by Sonic 1. It's crash-proof unlike Sonic 2, I think. But, yeah, so I may have to deal with that. I probably should deal with it, just a pain in the ass, because I have to pull in a whole level editor to get that task done. Or it could be cheap. Yeah, also pig enemy. I don't know if I should be able to deflect these with the shield. Anyway. I was train of thought, thanks for those damn pig robots. Yeah. I could just be cheap and go in the monitor code and just not render monitors with an invalid subtype. I suppose I could do that, or I could just fix the bug, you know. We'll see. Okay, so I know that these, like, should probably be ignored by the electric shield, but at the same time, one, you can't even get a shield here. Two, it's the final boss. It'd be pretty dumb if you could just be immune to, well, it's one of its, you know, half of its friggin' attacks, so yeah, these don't count. Okay, so that's our little list complete. So I need to address shield flipping. We have a bunch of objects to make Sonic immune to. We have the issue of the icon, which I'm honestly having second thoughts about. Yeah, got to double check the range. Ignore that. Yeah, collecting bubbles and projectile deflection. Jeez, and here I thought this was going to be the final part. Maybe it will be, but it might be a little big. Yeah, this is... ignore that. It's just a bug in Sonic 1 that I noticed. You know how the sound driver had a bunch of, like, warnings and stuff? There isn't a warning about this one, so I'm just going to add that to the disassembly later on. Anyway, for now, let's probably just start with this one. So, I'm sure I went through the game and documented every single reference to the lightning shield, or what was it called again? Lightning? Yeah, every reference to this. As you can see, it's used by ring collision, which is for like ring attraction. Used for the double jump abilities. Ignore that, ignore that, ignore that, ignore that. This, yeah, this is more ring attraction, more ring attraction. I'm sorry, have we wrapped back around? Okay, I guess I didn't go through all the code and apply it. Either way, there should be a check. I'm pretty sure in Sonic 3 you cannot, you know, inhale air bubbles while you have a bubble shield. Which bit was it again? Okay, 5. Well, let's try this. Let's just look up 5 status. Oh, what am I thinking? What a useful control Z function. It's a toggle. Worthless junk. Anyway. That's a bit more like it. I'm pretty sure 2A is status secondary. Now I'm thinking it's just regular status. Right, too big. Yeah, okay. So we just spam this. We will eventually, I hope, come across checks for the lightning shield. Is this possibly cleared? Well, back to the... Okay, never mind. How about this one? Like, surely this is how the game figures out if Sonic has a bubble shield, right? Apparently not. Okay. Oh well, even if Sonic 3 doesn't do it, Sonic, you know, he shouldn't be able to get air bubbles. But honestly, what is the code for getting it in an air bubble? No, that ain't it. Listing file to the rescue. There we go. It's just called bubble. Okay. This could be what we're looking for. Now I'm just thinking of like any way to track down this code in Sonic 3 because I really want to be sure. That could work, but I don't trust it. Now that I think about it, there are those sound effect names I could use. I assume that means inhale in a bubble. Looks familiar enough. Oh, come on. Was I checking the wrong one? What's Fav? Oh my god, I was checking for the lightning shield. Goodness sake. So I was right, I could have just searched this and found it. Look, let's try that again now that I have the actual bloody one. Right, yeah. Literally the one area, the one thing that's affected by it. Okay, so reset airtimer plays sound and this occurs above it. So what was it? Object 64 was it? Yeah. Function play sound. Has Sonic touched the bubble? Oh, right, whatever. I guess the code was restructured maybe in Sonic 2 when they added Tails. Either way, I'm just going to assume those two are the same thing. So, just to make sure I'm not screwing something up, what does this do? Okay. Yeah, it does look like they kind of just merged the code here. Hell, this is probably that function. Right. You know what I just realised? Naturally, no, that can't be a problem, can it? Yeah, Sonic 3 doesn't check if you actually have... Yeah, oh god. When you have an elemental shield, two variables are set. You have this, which determines which type of elemental shield you have, but then there's another bit set that says you have a shield. But this doesn't check it, so whatever. Alright, well that ought to do it. So that's one issue off the chopping block. I don't even know how to denote these things. I guess I could just delete them. Okay, so now we have sprite flipping. We can do that. It'll be a little weird for the fire shield. Who knows, I might just ignore it for the fire shield. But for the others, particularly the bubble shield, yeah, that's got to go. So where's the code that does it? Here we go. So the thing that determines which way the sprite faces is the status bit field, which it inherits from the player. And then it just kind of strips out everything but the flip bit. So yeah, we don't need any of that. Just leave it left facing all the time. Or actually, I suppose there is one issue. Remember how I was talking about what if you get a shield when you have another shield? Like in theory, if the fire shield was facing right, and then you've got a bubble shield, it would face right too. It would inherit it from the other shield. Man, at this point I really should just clear the object RAM, because why not? Oh, whatever. And then same for the lightning shield, somewhere. Here we go. So at least with the fire shield it makes sense, because the fireball animation points a particular direction. Yeah, you know, it's just going to annoy me all day if I don't. So let's just go back here, and as well as clearing routine, let's also clear the status bit field. I know, I should probably be clearing the whole thing, but if Sonic 3 can do it, so can I, damn it. You know, for good practice, yeah, it's usually a good idea to eliminate redundant code. So we just move these 3 lines up here. We don't have to do it in all of these other ones. Just something to keep in mind. So, that's sprite flipping mostly dealt with. Fire shield still does it, but who cares? So here's lightning shield. I'm going to measure the range of this thing. So I don't really know how I'm going to do it. But I'm just going to edge up to a ring and see when it actually comes near me. If I can find one that's not a million miles in the air anywhere. I mean, okay. So this one's barely off screen, not attracted. Jump. And yeah, towards the peak of a very low jump it came in. Oh, here we go, there's something more useful. So you have to be about a whole shield away for them to be attracted. Okay. Yeah, I think that seems fair. About a shield's width away from you. So let's see how it works in the hack. Ah, buddy. Ah! Fuck! Let's try that again. Maybe this time I won't press the debug button. All the places. Right, so. You know, to be honest, I feel like you have to be a bit closer. Probably because the code I wrote up just calculates coordinates. It doesn't take the width of the ring into account, but well, whatever, it's negligible. So that's another thing off the list. Good enough. Right, so deflection, immunity, and the icon. Yeah, the trouble with the icon is cycling's great and all, but what about shields that are underwater? I guess they could just show the bubble shield icon permanently, but I don't know. Feels like scope creep. More than it's worth. Like the shield monitor, the monitors in general, they are hard coded. They already have like a big fancy, a fancy system to them. Like how it combines 2E, which is the content, and how it pairs it up with the actual individual monitors, which I think is object 21? I don't know, irrelevant. Nope. 26. But my point is, shields aren't quite so easy to chop up and then have a big old system where they can animate with individual icons, and a different icon corresponds to a different power-up, and yeah, it just doesn't work like that. So, maybe I'll leave the randomness the way it is. Changing the icon would be nice, but I'm no artist. I know that those blubbing handheld remaster, remake, port abominations have their own little hybrid icon, but I can't be asked to plagiarise it, and two, like, the game's already pixelated enough. Imagine trying to cram 3 icons in one. I bet it looks terrible. So, maybe I'll just leave it the way it is. That just leaves deflection. Okay, so how the hell does Sonic 3 handle that again? Oh, cool. I must have documented this a while ago. So, oh, geez, this might be more effort than it's worth. Tacked onto the very beginning of the React to Touch, whatever its name is, function. You have ring collision for the Sonic 2 style ring system. And you have shield touch response. Does the player have any shields? No insta shield. Oh, it's just insta shield logic, who cares? Right. Does the player have any shields? This stupid thing. Alright, so we get here if we are touching an object with the shield. We read the shield react to SST property and just check should it be bounced away. If it is, we get the delta, do some trigonometry, and just, yeah, set the X and Y value, and also disable its collision flags to make it so it can't hurt you anymore. Yeah, this could be real messy. This function on its own actually looks pretty good, not that hard to port. Yeah, sans this, we'll work around that. But still, this works on an assumption. So let's start with the crab meat projectile. Seriously? So we need to find crab ball. Oh, okay. So the oh jeez. Yeah, I was really hoping the game didn't do this, but apparently the crab meat projectile is a subtype of the crab meat object. Yeah, here we go. Ball main. Yeah, notably, the crab meat projectiles are affected by gravity, which means they wouldn't work with the Sonic 3 system if I remember right. Because basically, the projectiles in Sonic 3 are more like bullets, well, they aren't visibly affected by gravity. It's just, so, when they bounce off you, they just they go away. They go in a steady direction. But if you were to deflect a crab meat projectile, it would be affected by gravity and just kind of droop off the level. More realistic, sure, but I don't think it's accurate to how Sonic 3 did it. I could be wrong, but... So right off the bat, we have something that not only would respond to deflection weird, but is also not something we can account... Well, it's something we can account for. The thing is, I've done this before. That 2014 hack, I did, after uploading the video, go through the whole game and just denote every single object. Should it or should it not be immune to the fire shield, or should it deflect, and so on. And the way I did it was the Sonic 3 way. You might have seen in the Sonic 3 Sonic 3 code the where is it? Either way, it mentioned another SST called Shield React. The trouble with that is, well, remember we had to free an SST before and we got lucky? Well, that was just for Sonic, right? Imagine finding a free SST for every single object in the game. Yeah, no, I don't like it. It's bad. So my idea was to, instead of having the object tell the game whether it was deflectable or not and using an SST for that, I was thinking of having a big lookup table. A table where you have 1 byte for each object, saying whether that object can be deflected or if it's fire shield proof or any of that. But that doesn't work when a bullet is also an enemy, because you can't bounce a crab meat off your fire shield now, can you? So, yeah, this might be an issue. I know I could hard code it. If it's a crab meat, then it'll check the routine counter and so on. But you still have the issue of this thing using gravity. I could reprogram the object to like detect that it's been bounced, but it feels like too much effort. But for now, let's just look at the other objects. Let's get an idea of what we're getting ourselves into. Buzz bomber missile. This one should be more normal, right? The object is exclusively a missile. Same for the whatever the heck it is, Newton. So that's 2 bears with 1 stone, actually. And this one, yeah, is not affected by gravity. So that's good to know. So yeah, that's those 3 off the list. Then we have the Astron ones. I'm pretty sure it's not called an Astron, actually. Orbinaut, that was it. Let's get that corrected. I'm probably spelling that wrong. Misread that one. Anyway. Spiked orb. Oh no, it's another one, isn't it? Yep, here we go. So this one uses a gravityless move function too. So it's kind of good news. Because they're using this function, it means they will obey xvel and yvel. They don't just hard code like x position minus equals 4. Then, obviously, the bouncing, deflecting code wouldn't work. So that's those 2 off the list. And then there's the bomb projectiles. Do they even have a name? No, they don't. Wow. Oh, thank goodness. Something different. Oh. Now, why are these all in the same file? Destroyed, but oh. Okay, it's not what I'm looking for. Okie doke. Oh. Here we go again. Just using the subtype for that? Okay. Oh, right, so use that to set the routine, 0, 2, 4, 6. And why is it called end? Jeez. And this one also doesn't obey gravity. Cool. Okay, well we've got like 3 out of 4. So that's something, I suppose. I just don't look forward to it, man. because I just don't think this is going to end well. I mean, I still need to do the immunity framework, because it relies on shield react to determine whether it should bounce or deflect or whatever. But how do I do that? I mean, well, when it's so few objects, maybe I can afford to hardcode it, so whatever. Yeah, converting the code, this is probably going to be the trickiest bit. Yeah, in Sonic 3, instead of iterating over the whole object array, objects add themselves to a list. I'm honestly not sure how much improvement that brings to performance, because, like, come on. Then again, the drawing system does the same thing, so maybe I'm talking out my ass. Let's just look at how Sonic 1 does it. Right. So just reworking this is going to be a little finicky. As you can see here, it will not test the collision of something that isn't on screen, that's what this means. And it will not test the collision of anything that doesn't have a collision value. And then it increments, and then it loops, and it D6 is a loop counter, and yeah, meanwhile here we have the list, and it's a different kind of countdown value. I don't get it. Still, it's D6. We can just, yeah, turn this to A4. Here we are, we're converting Sonic 3 object collision code to Sonic 1. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. Alright, let's get to work. Why did I not copy that last line? There we go. It's just annoying, you know, wedging these two wildly different bits of code together. Because, you know, Sonic 1's way is more naive and straightforward, but Sonic 3's is this ridiculously complex but apparently better way. Of course, I ain't about to convert Sonic 1 to this ridiculous Sonic 3 way. Okay, hopefully that does it and I don't have to touch any more code. Okay, why did I think that was a good idea? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Oh, come on. Now, it's just understanding the code flow and why they changed registers, because this is actually pretty clearly a copy-paste job. And then they had to like, oh, we need an address variable, let's use A4 and then make it just put it in A1 later and bleh. Okay, I think we're good to go. So then we come here. Touch sizes will no doubt have a different name in Sonic 1. Yeah, okay. Meanwhile, here it's called react to item dot sizes. So I'm gonna have to. Well, I mean, we could cheat. Oh no, we can't. We can't go defining global labels. Fine, do it your way. Whatever. So. Yeah, read the sizes. Check if it's within the boundaries. Check the deflect. Right, and this is where we have to start goofing around. Or is it? Yeah, we have to change this first. Does the player have any shields? 7, 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's checking all 4 bits. Sorry, don't mind me, I'm just rambling. So what that's doing is it's checking that 1 shield bit I mentioned earlier, and then the 3 fire shield bits, or elemental shield bits, what the hell am I talking about? So we'll just emulate that with this. Okay, now we can move on. So shield reaction. Like I said, I can't use a lookup table, so I guess I'm going to have to hardcode this to a big, ugly, like, if chain. Of course, I probably should have written down what IDs these were. Okay, oh, yeah, right. So 5F60, is it? Yeah, apparently. 5F60, 23, 1F. Too bad I have awful memory and I cannot possibly hope to remember all that. Stick me here, I suppose. You know, nah, jeez. I guess the gargoyle projectiles should bounce, but the big fireball launchers probably not. Or these. Like, I'm not the most familiar with how Sonic 3 does it, but it would be kind of goofy for a big slow-moving fireball to bounce off you, not change like where it's pointing, but to just move in another direction, possibly at a really high speed, like higher than what it originally was. I think it's best to restrict it to tiny little plinky bullets, like the ones I've already got, but also these gargoyle ones. So let's look up that gargoyle. Okay, 62. Oh, would you look at that? It's another one with an embedded bullet. When again, it respects its x and y velocities, so it will work with a little coercion. Okay. This code is going to look so ugly. Jeez. Like, if else chains and stuff already look bad in C, in assembly there's something new altogether. Oh my god. Oh, this is going to be so bad. I'm not even goofing around. This is just going to look terrible. It's like, if it isn't 1F, then check if it's 23 and yada da. And if it isn't, yeah, next object. Once again, calling the init routine main when it isn't. I'm just thinking of a potential race condition. We'll just go with routine 8. We won't count 6 as it actually being a projectile yet. Okay, so bomb enemy is subtype 0246. Yeah. So we're going to just duplicate this bit. Yeah, that's right. Okay, hang on. I've lost all understanding of what the hell this is. This is an orb. When it increments its own routine, becomes this. This is just it waiting and orbiting the enemy. But okay. I'm not really getting how any of this works. Oh, it's incrementing its parent. Oh, and always. Okay, now I get it. So yeah, we want routine 8 yet again. And then of course we have gargoyle and routine 6. That's routine 4, which is its initialization, so yeah, 6. Alright. Man, what ugly code. So no doubt these are going to be incompatible. Okay, well you can complain about that. 4 and 6. Right. And yeah, I probably should have commented that out. Oopsie daisy. Okay, I probably should have seen that coming. Yeah, you can't have a branch to something that's immediately after it. And as you can see, yeah, it has no clue what the heck those functions are. So you have sine and arctan. Now, what are the equivalents in Sonic 1? Calc angle, maybe? I know it has a dumb name. Okay, calc angle, calc sine. I'm just going to assume this is the same thing. I'm just wondering, like, what's a good area to... Oh, yeah. What's a good area to test this out? And getting a shield is bad enough. Finding an enemy to test it on is even harder. Alright, well, here's a crab meat. That hurt me. Okay, yeah, this probably has something to do with it. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, update. This isn't the cause, but there was a bug. That's what it's meant to be. So. Okay, I'm very bad at assembly today. So these conditions are backwards, and wow, was that annoying to debug, let me tell you. Alright, well, I've just kind of disabled the check for whether you have a shield or not, so I'm just going to run up to the first buzz bomb, I'll let it shoot me and see what happens. And it still didn't work. I need to stop being dumb today. I mean, I'm laughing, but it ain't funny. This is annoying. In fact, I probably should disable this. I was using the illegal instruction, which just crashes the game, to make absolutely sure that the code is running. Because sometimes, geez, sometimes you just don't know. I should probably grab a ring. Finally! Okay, bloomin' heck. That was an ordeal. Okay, so one issue. I had to add -2 to this, because if you scroll up to the original Sonic 1 code, you'll see it does that too, -2. But if you come to the Sonic 3 code, it doesn't. I don't know. Either way, apparently it's required. So, allow me to reinstate those shield checks. And now, as long as the code isn't broken for one specific object, which it could be, the elemental shields will now deflect projectiles. So let's quickly test that out. Please work, please work, please work, please work, please work. Yay, it worked! Okay. I'm just going to assume it works for crab meats too. I mean, there's one right here, so let's find out. Though this one will have gravity, so you'll see. Yeah, it curved a little. But good enough. Okay, well if it worked for those two and the code is equivalent, N-E, 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 N-E. Yeah, so Crab Meat should work, Buzz Bomber should work, Bomb Enemy should work, Orbonaut should work, Gargoyle should work. Should be 5 for 5 on that one. Cool, so now deflection works. Thank God. I can put that one to rest. That just leaves the icon, which again I'm not so sure on, and immunity. This one is hopefully so much easier. Because off the top of my head, yeah, they are just standalone objects, like the invisible hair object. Let's check it out. Invisible... Aha, lava tag. Object 54. Alright. Just add that right here, 54. Then you have the numerous fireballs. To be fair, I should be like looking in a level editor, but apparently it's 14, and also for the boss it's 74. The lava falls might be tricky because if I remember right, there's like an invisible object that spawns them, and it's the same object. So lava tower, yeah, whatever. Well, yeah, there's also that wall that chases you, and of course, lava geyser maker. So, well, you know, part of the trouble is if you make it so that wall doesn't hurt you, I think you just clip right through it. I'm honestly having a hard time remembering. I guess we'll just do it and find out. What was it called again? 4E. C4D. Notably, the lava platform is absent. I know this is the generic platform code, but I'm pretty sure the Marble Zone one is... Oh, come on. Because the thing is, I swear the Marble Zone fire platform code was actually left in Sonic 2. I'm not seeing it. Well, I do not look forward to tracking that one down. Maybe it uses a generic fireball object. And then we have the flamethrowers. D. Oh, hang on. Yeah, if I recall, the wall-mounted fireball shooters from Starlight, they're just the ones from Marble Zone. So yeah, that could be ignored. Well, considering the video is already 1 hour long, I think we'll leave it there. So that leaves us with the monitor icon and immunity. We now know what we're after, except for the lava platform, and I have a vague idea how we're going to do it. So see you then.